I'm Amy Goodman. During Tuesday's Democracy Now!, we brought you the story of Clémence Hutin, a 23-year-old climate activist from Paris who was one of 3 young people kicked out of the climate summit talks with 2 other activists who'd expressed solidarity with the people of the Philippines. They were stripped of their badges when they held up a banner standing with Yep Sanyo, the Philippine chief climate negotiator. The banner read 2012 Bhopal 1,067, 2013 Haiyan 10,000 plus. How many more have to die, the banner asked, talking about the typhoons in the Philippines. Their action occurred moments after the Philippines' lead climate negotiator, Nadarev Yep Sanyo, delivered an emotional speech to delegates here at the UN Climate Summit. After yesterday's show, I raised the issue during a news conference with UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and Christiana Figueres, the Executive Secretary of the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. Ms. Figueres, you've banned 3 young NGO members for standing with Chief Philippine climate negotiator Sanyo after his address the opening day of the conference talking about the typhoon. Yet there are signs, they held up a banner remembering the dead from Typhoon Haiyan. Yet there are signs and banners of corporate logos everywhere here. The young people say you're sending a message that business is welcome here and civil society isn't. Commissioner Sanyo and others have asked you to lift the ban. Will you consider that? And this is for Dr. Ban. The World Health Organization has a ban on tobacco industry lobbying, on FCTC delegates, delegates around tobacco control. Would you consider a similar ban on the fossil fuel industry lobbying commissioners at these meetings? First, Ms. Figueres.
Thank you. The 3 concerned individuals were banned, certainly not for the content of the banners that they put up. The United Nations stands with all delegates who stood in ovation to show their concern and their empathy with the tragedy in the Philippines. These 3 individuals have been debadged because they did not obey the rules of action demonstration within UN territory, which all organizations, when they are invited to the UN, they sign, and they perfectly well know that all demonstrations are very welcome here, as long as the UN security knows ahead of time what they're going to do. I don't have the latest number, but as of 2 days ago, we had 17 demonstrations, many of them in support of the Philippines, all of which were authorized, all of which took place in a peaceful and planned way. And I very much encourage all observers to come to the United Nations, both with their hearts and with their heads. Thank you.
For your question, we need to engage all areas of industry and society in the transition to a low-carbon future, including industries that are presently associated with high greenhouse gas emissions related to fossil fuel. They too will have to make a green and sustainable investment decisions, and that will keep them in business and thus within the bounds of 2 degrees Celsius as recommended by IPCC. We must work together so that everyone can be a part of the solution.
That was UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and Christiana Figueres, the Executive Secretary of the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, the UNFCCC, at a press conference on Wednesday.